Now, let's understand the dynamic hazards. Pedestrian hazard. While driving in busy traffic areas, drivers should be aware of the hazards which are hidden due to the obstruction of view caused by other vehicles or objects. In this situation, pedestrian is a hazard. Therefore, slow down and stop the vehicle to allow him to cross the road safely. Children hazard. Children are unpredictable and have less judgment about the speed, distance, and direction of the vehicle. They are commonly seen running or playing around in residential and school areas. Moreover, the school bus also indicates the presence of children in its surroundings. Drivers need to be more alert and cautious when driving in such areas. In this situation, two children are running out from the alley into the road to board onto the school bus. The children are a hazard. The school bus waiting for the children is the cause of the hazard. Therefore, be patient and allow the children to cross the road safely. Young children enjoy playing games and are too small to understand vehicle movements or road safety. In this situation, the ball is bouncing in front of the driver. It warns for the presence of children. The running children behind the ball are the hazards, and the bouncing ball is the cause of the hazard. Therefore, be alert and drive slowly to anticipate such hazards. Cyclist hazard. Cyclists appear mostly in residential and commercial sidewalks. They can be dangerous for drivers because sometimes they appear rapidly on the road, which does not allow thinking time for the driver, but will require an immediate action. This scenario reveals the following hazards. Taxi on the right side is moving slowly to join the main road. Pedestrian is in the middle of the road, trying to cross the road. There are delivery motorcyclists on the left side waiting to join the main road. There is a cyclist on the left trying to cross the road. So all these are the hazards that need the driver's attention, but the immediate hazard is the cyclist, for which the driver must stop swiftly to avoid an accident. Therefore, always be alert and drive distraction-free for any immediate action. Motorcycle hazard. Motorcycle riders are vulnerable road users. They are difficult to see and are less protected. Moreover, the delivery motorcycle riders are always in a hurry to fulfill their task on time, which increases the risk of accidents. In this situation, the hazards are motorcycle rider checking his blind spot, which shows his intention to change lanes. At the same time, the parked white vehicle with reverse lights on shows his intention to reverse the vehicle. Both of these are hazards, but the immediate hazard is the motorcycle rider. Therefore, slow down and allow him to maneuver safely. Taxi hazard. In the UAE, taxis can be easily obtained either by hailing them down at the side of the road or by booking through the call center. Taxi driver intention is to always quickly respond to the wave of the passengers as it fluctuates their income on a daily basis. In this busy area, there are lots of pedestrians and vehicle movements. A pedestrian is hailing a taxi. Taxi driver quickly responds to the pedestrian without considering the vehicle movement in its surroundings. In this situation, the taxi is a hazard. The pedestrian hailing the taxi is the cause of the hazard. Such action of road users may start the chain of events. Therefore, it is important to scan the road well in advance and anticipate the action of the road users. The drivers may slow down or stop if necessary. However, if possible, communicate by giving a signal, check mirrors, and change lanes for smooth and safe driving. Other vehicles hazard. The multi-lane road presents a number of hazards mainly caused by the behavior of road users. In this scenario, blue vehicle has suddenly swerved at the last moment without indicator, causing red vehicle to swerve into the left lane. The red vehicle is the hazard, and the last moment swerving of the blue car is the cause of the hazard. It is advisable to adjust the speed to compensate for the action of such road users and avoid rear-end collisions. Moreover, always maintain the safe distance and be mentally prepared for such surprises, as sudden lane changing and swerving are quite common on multiple lane roads. Drivers should not just look directly down the road, but they should scan their mirrors frequently to be aware of traffic movements around their vehicle, paying special attention to the drivers driving recklessly or approaching at high speed from behind and besides. This is the hazard and may lead to a side impact. It is also important to be careful if there is a large gap between the vehicles, as it invites potential vehicles to fill the gap. Sometimes they may enter without considering the safe gap, which can be a hazard. Like in this situation, the blue vehicle trying to fill the gap is a hazard. Therefore, scan all around to anticipate the driving behavior of the road users and then accordingly adjust the speed and position on the road to drive safely. Heavy vehicles hazard. Heavy vehicles can present a number of hazards due to its characteristics, mainly in the context of their dimension and mass. Therefore, both heavy vehicle drivers and other road users must be careful while interacting with each other. While maneuvering, especially on narrow roads or bends, the width and length of a heavy vehicle may cause the vehicle to move onto the opposite side of the road due to their characteristics. The heavy truck is the hazard for the oncoming vehicles. Therefore, for the safety of both vehicles and to continue the better flow of traffic, it is important to scan and anticipate the heavy vehicle movements at turnings. In such situations, slow down or stop if necessary well in advance to allow the heavy vehicles to turn safely. Similarly, heavy vehicles while turning may also take up unusual road positions or swing when negotiating a junction or roundabout. It is not always the mistake of the truck driver, but they cannot position or maintain lane discipline due to the vehicle's characteristics. To drive safely and avoid accidents with heavy vehicles, it is advisable to plan early and avoid entering the junction or roundabout along with the heavy vehicles. Moreover, heavy vehicles have large blind spots around them. They can easily block the forward vision of the drivers behind them. Therefore, avoid driving in their blind spots or too close behind the heavy vehicles. If required to do so, allow enough safe distance to be aware of the situation ahead to react appropriately in time. Drivers are not only responsible for his own safety, but he is responsible for the safety of other road users. This responsibility is more on the truck drivers, as they are not only responsible for safe driving, but they have to make sure that their load is secure and adequately restrained. Their negligence can force other drivers to swerve suddenly or slam on their brakes, which can lead to disturbances on the road or collisions. In this situation, the truck in the right lane has not properly restrained the load, and it is falling on the road, causing vehicles behind to swerve. This large and heavy falling box can be deadly if it strikes the hood or windshield of the vehicle behind. The red vehicle swerving onto the center lane is the hazard. The load falling from the truck is the cause of the hazard. Therefore, scan and observe well in advance to be aware of such hazardous activities on the road. This will help to take precautions for safe driving. Tram hazard. Drivers need to pay more attention when driving in the area where a tram is operating. Trams always have priority over all other road users except emergency vehicles. Drivers should obey tram warning signs and road markings to ensure safe operation of the tram. While approaching traffic lights in a tram area, the driver can see tram crossing ahead sign that warns about the tram, tram road markings that warns the tram level crossing in the lane, tram crossing from left sign that warns the tram direction of travel. In this scenario, the traffic signal is green, but there are many hazards that can impede the movement. The yellow box junction, as it is not clear, the approaching tram, especially when signal turns red, the approaching cyclist, as he may use the pedestrian crossing. Here, the immediate hazard is the yellow box junction. Therefore, being a responsible driver, observe the junction well in advance, anticipate the hazards, and do not enter the box junction until the exit is clear.